So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Texas State Round Rock campus. I'm Thank you. We'll give a shout out. I'm Dr. Julie Lessiter, and I'm the Vice President of Texas State University Round Rock. And it's such a joy for me to be here today and welcome all of you to our fabulous campus. This Texas State Round Rock is happening on a very special year for us as we celebrate our 20th anniversary. And that has been something we've been celebrating all year, and we've had some amazing events. Before we go any further, I want to recognize some of the people that we have joining us today. This is a wonderful community if you've never been a part of it, and one of the great things I learn about this community is they show up. They always show up for us, and we're so grateful for what they do. We have so many elected officials in the room today, so if you are here and you're one of our elected officials, if you could just stand and we'll give you a round of applause. I should have said, don't be shy. We also have very many business leaders in the room, our Alumni and Development Foundation, and our community partners, as well as our faculty and staff. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'd also be remiss if I didn't welcome Nelson Avery. We're here today on this beautiful campus because of their family's generosity and vision, and so thank you very much. I'd now like to bring out Texas State University's President, Kelly Damphousse, as he gives our annual State of Texas State Round Rock address.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. I'm on yet? There I am. Now I'm on. Thank you, Julie. I will tell you, about 4 years ago, I was interviewing for this position, and I was meeting with the chancellor of the Texas State University system, and he said, "What do you think about the Round Rock campus?" And I said, "Well, from what I've read online, it seems like a going concern, a great deal, great history, so on." And he said, "You know, I just feel like it's not quite, it started great and just feels like it's stalled a little bit." And so I said, "Well, I'll do whatever I can to unstall it." You know, I'm applying for the job, right? So I'll do whatever it takes. I'm the man, right? And turns out I wasn't the man. But I said, "Here's the secret. I've seen this work at other campuses like the Round Rock campus, where there's energy at the beginning and then it kind of gets into some doldrums." And I said, "We just need to find a leader to kind of take that place over, someone with a vision for what Texas State Round Rock could be." And so right after I got here, we started talking about creating a position called the Vice President for Round Rock Campus. And then we put together a job description, and the job description was probably like 3 lines. The first one was say, grow the Round Rock campus. And there might have been a couple other things in there as well. We didn't, oversubscribe what the position would look like because we frankly didn't know what the position should be. And I remember saying something, well, we just need to find a unicorn of some kind, someone who can do all kinds of magical things. And I got the opportunity to interview Dr. Julie Lessiter, not far from here on the interstate in one of the restaurants. About halfway through the appetizer, I said, this is the person for us. And, I'm not always a great judge of character, but in this case, I was. My first instincts were fantastic. The things that Julie has done in the past 2.5 years, 3 years now, have been remarkable. So thank you, Julie, for your leadership. I don't know that we would have Esperanza Hall if Julie hadn't come. I don't think we'd have anything here if it hadn't been for the Avery brothers, the Avery family. So thank you, Nelson, for being here. Double doctor, because we gave him an honorary doctorate a year ago to recognize his and his brother's contributions to this university. Thank you so much. More to come, more to go. Great start, a long way to go. So let's get talking about where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. 20 incredible years of Texas State University being in the great city of Round Rock, being on this location. I love seeing the staff members and the faculty members wearing 20 years t-shirts. Those are awesome. Thank you for wearing that. 2 decades of growth, of opportunity, and of building something that looks a little different from a traditional university campus by design. And I'm so happy that you've joined us here to talk about and to listen about and to learn about the bright future ahead for the Round Rock campus and our entire university. It's great to see so many of you here because your support and collaboration are what make this campus not only possible, but also powerful. Now, for some perspective, let's do a little time travel. We talk about 20 years on this campus, but it actually goes back further than that. From our first classes in 1996, held in portable buildings in a lot next to Westwood High School, to the groundbreaking for the Avery Building in 2004, the addition of the St. David's School of Nursing in 2010, and the opening of Willow Hall in 2018, we've come a long way. And I believe, with all of my heart, that the best is yet to come. The state of Texas and Texas State have invested $450 million over the past 20 years in the buildings and infrastructure here on campus. That doesn't count the personnel costs, which probably is double that, right? So we've invested a lot of money here, and as we look forward, our current university master plan for the Round Rock campus outlines an investment of around $1 billion in buildings, infrastructure, including parking lots, over the next decade. These investments are a clear statement of intent. The Texas State Round Rock campus is committed to growing, evolving, and meeting the needs of this region for decades to come. Now, to pay tribute to the last 20 years, we're honored to have Round Rock Mayor Craig Morgan with us here today to read and deliver a proclamation. We'll place that proclamation in the time capsule to my right, along with some other items that are unique to Texas State and Round Rock in this academic year. A copy will also be placed in the new Esperanza Hall in an area where everyone can see it. Mayor Morgan, please join me at the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Damphousse. Can everybody hear me? Usually. All right. I just want to recognize a couple people. City Manager Brooks Bennett's here. And I saw Jordan Robinson, President of the Chamber, and all her team right along here. You know, I was looking at some memories up here. You know, my history is that I have a master's from, well, it was from Southwest Texas State. Yeah. And I was in those portables. And let me tell you, this building's much nicer than those portables. But, you know, it gave me a great education. My mom went to school here years ago. I think taught maybe a little while at old Southwest Texas. Her favorite story is always about George Strait and stuff. And so she was a teacher for the next 30 years, and I miss her dearly every day. She was the best teacher I ever had. You know, I want to thank the Averys as well. I mean, you know, that's one thing that makes Round Rock a special place, is we plan for the future. We're not reacting to everything. We're planning for the future and having the foresight to do things. And so to you, Mr. Avery, and all your family, thank you on behalf of myself. I want to thank Niall Maxwell. I know he was the mayor during that period of time, and I know he can be a bulldog, and he was down at the legislature really helping to make this happen. And then I want to thank Dr. Lester for all that you have done. I was actually in those interviews, not the one at the restaurant, the one here. And you know, you could tell that she had the right energy. And, you know, it's something always, you know, as it's been mentioned, you know, the energy was there early, and then it kind of just leveled off. And I can honestly say in the last 2.5 years, I mean, I feel like there's more synergy on this whole campus with Texas State, ACC, Texas A&M, the city of Round Rock, and the Chamber. And that's what you've got to do to grow it and continue to grow it, because what can happen now in Round Rock, Texas, is that you can stay here, raise a family, and then your kids can even go to college and get a 4-year education between all the schools right here. And so it's a great asset to the community. And I know I'll be back next week next week, I think, for Nurses Week. And so nurses hold a special place in my heart as well. So I'll read the proclamation. Whereas Texas State University established its Round Rock campus in 2005 to expand access to higher education for the rapidly growing communities of Round Rock, Williamson County, and the greater Central Texas region. And whereas for 22 years, the Texas State University Round Rock campus has provided exceptional education opportunities for students pursuing careers in high-demand fields such as healthcare, education, business, technology, public service. And whereas the campus has become a vital hub for innovation, workforce development, and community partnership, strengthening the economic vitality and quality of life in Round Rock and throughout Central Texas. And whereas through collaboration with local schools, healthcare systems, businesses, and civic organizations, Texas State University's Round Rock campus continues to prepare the next generation of leaders and professionals who serve and improve our communities. And whereas the campus has grown into a dynamic center of learning, research, and engagement that reflects the spirit of opportunity, collaboration, and progress that defines the city of Round Rock. And whereas the city of Round Rock proudly recognizes the contributions of Texas State University's Round Rock campus, its students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community partners in advancing education, innovation, and public service over the past 2 decades. Now, therefore, I, Craig Morgan, Mayor of the City of Round Rock, Texas, do hereby proclaim 2026 as Texas State University Round Rock Campus 20th Anniversary Year in Round Rock, Texas, and encourage all residents to join in celebrating the 20 years of educational excellence, community partnership, and the continued success of Texas State University's Round Rock Campus, proclaimed this 24th day of April 2026. Craig Morgan, Mayor of Round Rock. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. If anybody knows what's going on in Round Rock right now, that was really appreciated because I haven't been getting any standing applause. I want to present Dr. Damphousse with, we're going to put one proclamation in, but I want to present him one with a copy and then a challenge coin from the city of Round Rock so he can take back to San Marcos where he will not ever forget this place up here.
I will not. Thank you so much.
All right, yeah.
Good save.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to let you put this in here, in the tickle trunk. Glad it fits. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Absolutely, thank you. I'll lose it. Thank you, Mayor. It's so great having you here, and I won't forget that we're up here, and I won't forget this day and the proclamation. Thank you so much. Now, let's take a moment to look at our new university video, which reflects our new brand campaign developed by our Division in Marketing and Communication to help us tell our story, our Texas State story, across Texas and beyond. So let's take a moment to watch the anthem video.
Each late night, every early morning, every drop of water, each bit of land, each scuffed boot and squeaky board and calloused hand. Every detail, each look, each blade of grass, every line of paint, every racing bobcat,
every screaming fan,
each step, up every step, each strut, and every leap, each and every. Picture, each small moment, each hill, and every rock, each and every day, in each and every way. Each and every one of us brings everything we are, and we give everything we have for each and everyone.
You may have noticed two things in there, at least two things that have to do with this campus, each and every rock, and then a little short video of our physical therapy program here on this campus. The video is an inspiring look, I hope, for you, as it is for me, of what Texas State University is as a whole, and it paints a powerful image of who we are. While we have two campuses that are separated by 60 miles, Round Rock is not a copy of San Marcos, and it's not meant to be. Round Rock is a metropolitan workforce campus where students are being prepared to thrive in an AI-driven world. It's also steadily evolving into a residential university in its own right, and I'll have more to say about that shortly. Everything we do here is focused on one outcome: helping students move from education to meaningful careers right here in Central Texas. That brings us to the next portion of the State of Texas State Round Rock, our student panel. Please welcome to our panel 4 students: Ana Ramirez, Corrigan LaValle, Devin Amaya, and Melissa Burnell. They're going to come share a little bit about what it's like to be a student here. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Are you guys nervous? You are? You shouldn't be nervous. I've never been nervous a day in your life. Very good. All right. So why don't we start off by you sharing your name, your major, hometown, a little bit something about you.
All right, perfect.
Oh, make sure we're on.
Okay, perfect. My name is Ana Ramirez. I am a current sophomore student here at Texas State Round Rock. I am pursuing a Bachelor's of Business Administration in marketing as well as a minor in business law. A little bit about me: I am from the Austin area. I currently live in Pflugerville, Texas with my parents and my family. And something about me is that I'm very grateful to have this campus as an option for me to have a higher education, because it gives me the opportunity to stay home with my parents, continue my personal life, and just continue a higher education in some place I really love.
Awesome. Thank you, Ana.
Hi, I'm Corrigan LaValle. I'm a second-year master's student in our professional counseling program here at Texas State. I'm originally from Killeen, Texas, so not too far from home. I hear some claps on that. Something about me: I didn't do my undergrad at Texas State, but I'm so glad I landed here for my graduate studies.
Very good. Thank you.
It's nice to meet you all. I'm Devin Amaya. I was originally born in San Antonio, raised in El Paso for 7 years, and I came on back and lived in the Pflugerville area, and now I live about 5 minutes that way in Terra Vista. I'm a pre-business student. I'm hoping to pursue a bachelor's in business administration soon once I complete all my prerequisites and apply to McCoy. And something about me: this campus has truly given me a way to really pursue an education that I didn't think I'd be able to have. I did my 2 years at ACC, and I came here to try and get everything ready for me to pursue a higher education. So I think this campus has really opened that up for me to provide Texas State's quality of education.
Thank you, Devin.
Hi, my name is Melissa Burnell. I am a senior. My major is nursing. What were the questions that you asked?
Where are you from, and something about you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I am originally from Houston, Texas, so I am far from home. And something about me is that I am a proud Terry Scholar.
Yeah, very nice. So, Ana, we're going to start with you, and we're going to walk down and ask each one of you a question. So, how would you describe the Round Rock student experience to someone who's not very familiar, or maybe only familiar with the San Marcos experience?
Yeah, definitely. So I personally don't have much experience with the San Marcos campus. I've only gone there a few times to either take an exam or just to go to homecoming, and just to be around, as I went down there for NSO, to be completely honest. But something that's very distinct, a few things that are very distinct about the Round Rock campus is the fact that it is a smaller campus, which means that class sizes are smaller, but that is such a great opportunity for students and professors to have a more personal connection, both inside and outside of the classroom. And I personally believe that the parking here is amazing.
I did joke about parking early on, but yes.
I can park 50 feet away from Avery Building, and I can get to class on time every day. So I'm very thankful for that. Okay, it gives me a few more minutes of sleep in the morning. And I also think that just the opportunities that this campus has to offer are really amazing. It's given me the an opportunity to be a student worker here at Student Success. So through that, I've also been able to get this opportunity to be on a panel, which I never thought was possible for a second, and also just to have the opportunity to potentially even have an internship this summer, which I'm really excited about. To continue on that, I personally think that the campus is really beautiful, and it's amazing seeing how the student body here on campus is so close-knit, and just even with the professors, like I'll be walking down the hall and me and my English class will like make jokes with our English professor, and I'm like, whoa, we're like chill like that. That's great. I like this. No, but I personally think that it's just the close-knit community is amazing. I'm not saying that the San Marcos campus doesn't have that, but I am saying that the Round Rock campus just tends to be a lot stronger in that aspect. And I also think that having the option of having student success so available to us is amazing. I mean, that's how I ended up here, honestly. I walked in one day and they were like, yeah, you can pursue your whole degree here. And I was like, what? Okay, I guess I can do that. But I just think that the Round Rock campus has so many personal things to offer on a more personal level with the students, and I'm really grateful for that.
That's great, thank you. I will say that the reason you were surprised about being able to get a four-year degree and starting here as a freshman is because before you weren't able to, but something that Julie did a great job of. She said, we need to have a four-year experience here, and so you were part of our first freshman class.
I was part of that. I was a part of the first freshman incoming class here at Round Rock. Me and my friend Marissa actually were, and we actually went to the same high school, and we ran into each other here. We were like, you're here? She's like, yeah, you're here? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're pursuing your whole degree here? I'm like, yeah, you are too? Like, it's crazy because for the longest time, a lot of people had the misconception that you can only pursue a bachelor's degree at San Marcos, which isn't completely true. But, like, it's just amazing to be, like, a part of that, and it was great.
Well, congratulations. You're a groundbreaker. All right, Corrigan, question for you. What's one thing you wish more people understood about Round Rock students?
Well, my program's actually split between both campuses, but I do prioritize my time here as I work here and work with our undergraduate students here. And one thing I've really noticed with our campus growing so much, especially recently, is that the students here are really putting in a lot of their own work to grow the campus. You see them coming into our office at Student Success, wanting to create their own student clubs or organizations. You know, they're coming to our campus initiatives, and they really are the ones that are creating that community here on campus that we all, I believe, really enjoy about our time here on campus. So I really want people to know that they're kind of the backbone in this growth that you see on campus, and they're the friendly faces that greet you when you come onto campus as well.
That's great. I remember talking with you, I think, during like the picnic at the beginning of the year, and you or someone at our table said something like, boy, it feels like a real campus now because there's so many students around. Parking will be a problem in time, right? That's the mark of a real university is having parking problems, but it does feel different with having the vibrant student body around. So thank you for sharing that. All right, Devin, how have faculty, staff, or campus resources played a role in your success?
Well, first, like Anna said, the faculty here and the staff, they all feel so personal and close. And I just want to say we have amazing faculty and staff. We all.
Finals week is around the corner, so you're contractually obligated to say that.
Don't worry about that. But yeah, the faculty and staff here are so great and so close. It's just that personal connection that you can have is something that you can't really have in the San Marcos campus without going the extra mile for it. And here, I see all my teachers face to face. I'm close. I try to sit in the front row every time just so I can see them and they can see me and they understand what I'm going through in class and they can help me that extra little bit. As for the campus resources, I'm an avid user of the library just to get that quiet study time. The printer is something you won't find anywhere else for all those free print credits. And student success services as well. That's how I am actually sitting up here. I would go in there every day just to bother them. And thanks to that, I was able to actually start the first student organization, Round Rock Business Club here, so that we can end up pursuing that.
Very good.
So, and then I've also, thank you. Thank you, that's actually the advisor right there, Matthew Cohen. But yeah, it's just been great. And then the tutoring, always having that availability that I know that if I'm struggling in a class, I can go and I can get that tutoring that I need, and it won't affect my time schedule because it's so accessible at all times and easy. So that's helped a lot, especially in my business calculus course.
Yeah. I can help you with that if you have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My wife just said no, so.
But yeah, Round Rock campus itself is just something I never really expected it to be, and it's so much more than I ever thought I would ever end up getting out of it, and that's why I'm happy to pursue my 4-year education here.
Thank you so much, Devin. All right, Melissa, you're the last one. How has being in the Round Rock, Central Texas area influenced your goals or career path?
As a nursing major, being in the Central Texas area has really helped me get to work with different networks of hospitals. I know in St. Marcus, the most closest hospital is Chris's, but being up here, we have access to so many hospitals. I mean, we have Ascension across the street, we have Baylor Scott and White down the street, like less than 10 minutes from here. So being here, I was able to do a lot of my clinicals at a lot of different hospitals like Ascension, St. David's, and it really helps me create network and connections with people that has helped me get a job now lined up. Also, being up in the Round Rock campus has helped me stay a lot focused and more oriented in my school without a lot of distractions that are down in St. Marcus, which I did my 2 years of prereqs in St. Marcus, so coming up to Round Rock, I really got to see the best of both campuses, and I really do enjoy the quietness up here, which I know is expected to grow, and I'm excited to see what happens with the campus.
That's great, thank you. Your answer actually aligns with something I think about a lot that makes the Round Rock campus distinctive, is our tie to the local community, the needs of business and industry here in this county, not just the city, but the county and cities surrounding us. We're trying to feed directly into what their needs are, and that's why having a campus like Round Rock, where you're just kind of building programs, you can feed directly into what the needs are of the local community. So thank you for sharing that story. Thank you all. Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you all. I'm reminded as I was sitting here of the story. It may be apocryphal, it may not be true, but the story as I heard it was Lyndon Baines Johnson was at the Johnson Space Center at one point. He was walking around and he saw someone pushing a broom around, and he walked over to the person, was talking to him, and he said, what do you do here? I'm a janitor or whatever is what the expected answer was. He said, Mr. President, every day I come here to put a man on the moon. And I love that story, even if it's not true, because it reminds me of what's happening on this campus, actually both campuses. We have professionals, faculty, staff of all areas encompassing what universities do. And each one of them is focused on some aspect of supporting and enhancing student success. And what does student success mean? It means helping people get into college in the first place, helping them stick around, helping them with financial aid and internship opportunities and opportunities to find jobs and leave here, helping them graduate in a timely manner so it doesn't take them 6 or 7 years, or for some people, tragically, not to ever graduate at all. Helping them graduate, finding jobs, and having a successful life after Texas State. That's what this university is about enhancing student success. No matter what our jobs are, we're not putting people on the moon, we're putting people out into the world. And so thank you, students, for sharing that. And let's move on with the rest of the program now. So it's my honor to report to you, our faculty, staff, and all of our friends who are here, that because of your hard work and your dedication, the state of Texas State University, especially Texas State Round Rock is stronger than ever. With Texas State poised to enter the Pac-12 Conference on the path to Round Rock R1 status, Round Rock R1, it runs trippingly off the tongue, on the path to R1 status and experiencing record enrollment and graduation rates at a time when much of higher education is struggling, ours is a story that's worth telling. It's the story of thriving, access-oriented public university focused on research and teaching, committed to the ideals of opportunity, excellence, and service at a time when the world needs us most. Most importantly, this is a story told not in words, but in actions as well, in how we work, how we meet the challenges in front of us, how we serve the world each and every day. That spirit has defined Texas State for more than a century. It's worth pausing for a moment to reflect on the vision we set for Texas State 3 years ago. These pillars of our strategic plan remain our compass, shaping our decisions and guiding the progress we continue to make together. They will continue to evolve as we anticipate and respond to the rapid transformation of the workforce driven by AI. You'll notice that 1/5 of our strategic plan has the term growing the Round Rock campus. Everything we do here is about growth potential. So I want to tell you about some of the big things that are happening at Texas State as a whole. I'll get to that, but right now I want to focus on why you're all here, the Round Rock campus. During the fall 2025 semester, Round Rock served more than 2,900 students, which is a 65% increase over the previous 2 years. So that's a lot of new students here. These students took in-person classes, online classes, and a combination of both, and the demand continues to grow. Enrollment at Round Rock this spring is at more than 3,400 students. Interestingly, enrollment is usually lower in the spring than it is in the fall. It's actually higher here than it was last fall. 3,400 students this spring, which is a 50% increase from where we were last year at this time. Yeah, absolutely. And it's only going to get better. The fall 2026 applications are approaching 4,100 students. This is an astounding increase of more than 50% over fall of 2025. So more and more students are seeing Round Rock as an option. We're building our Round Rock campus to be a strategic engine for access, workforce alignment, and institutional growth. We're not trying to be everything to everyone here. We're being very intentional about who we are and the areas we're focusing on, which are health, technology, business, and public service. But why those four? Because those are the sectors that are driving growth in this region. Those are the industry partners that we have, many of whom are in this room here today, many of whom who are coming here to recruit our graduates. And those are the careers into which our students will be moving. We're building this campus with the end user in mind. And you might think that the student is the end user, but the end user is not the student. It's the people who own businesses and will be hiring our students. When a student comes to Round Rock, they're not only earning a degree, they're entering a pipeline that connects education directly to opportunity. And that pipeline only works because of all of you that are here today. To our faculty and our staff members, whether you're in the classroom, mentoring students one-on-one, caring for our spaces, building the tools and technology that they depend on, or working behind the scenes, please know this: what you're doing is changing lives. You're the reason our students succeed, and we're deeply grateful for your dedication and all that you do here. To our community leaders, thank you for believing in Texas State and for including us in your vision for the future of this community. Your partnership helped us to grow, innovate, and serve in ways we couldn't do alone. And together we are shaping something that is truly lasting for this community. And to our industry partners, thank you for opening your doors to our students. You mentor them, you let them see what their future can look like, and for many of our students, especially our first generation students, that exposure changes everything. It turns a possibility into a plan. Now, there's another layer to this. We're not just preparing students for today's workforce, we're preparing them for a workforce that is changing rapidly. Which brings me to something that sits at the center of our strategy here at Round Rock: artificial intelligence. We could hide our head in the sand, but this is not a fad that will go away. We need to prepare our students for a world that is rapidly changing. And you're hearing a lot about AI right now, a lot of excitement, even more uncertainty. But here's how we think about it. We're not preparing students to compete against AI. It's a futile gesture. We're preparing for them to leverage AI, to be the employees that you want and the leaders that you need. And that's why we're embedding an AI workforce ready certification directly into our core curriculum. Whether a student is studying business or healthcare or public service, they are learning how to use AI tools to think critically about them and how to apply them ethically in real-world situations. And by the time they graduate, they won't just be degree holders, they'll be AI literate professionals ready to contribute on day one. So if you're nervous about AI, you should hire our students because they will not be nervous about it. Speaking of AI, we're in an active collaboration with Dell to give our students access to an AI interview software tool that will give them the interview preparation skills they need to enter the workforce after graduation. And Dell's partnership goes beyond software access. They are also providing high-performance computing resources that will empower our students to design and build AI-driven solutions. By the way, Dell is our #1 employer of our graduates at Texas State. Yeah. This will be integrated into their coursework and to expand their skills in meaningful and hands-on ways. This is a testament to the industry partnerships that make us stronger every day. Now, this commitment to AI is seen through our academic programs here at Texas State, so let's take a broader look for a moment. Faculty across disciplines are leading this work in developing discipline-specific approaches that strengthen, not replace, good pedagogy. We have more than tripled the number of courses that integrate AI into their curriculum, and these efforts are delivering real-world results. More than 1,200 Texas State students have now earned an AI Foundations credential, while investment in AI research at Texas State has now grown to $48 million. So AI is now integrated seamlessly throughout our university. Now, let's bring us back to Round Rock. In addition to our new AI Workplace Ready certification, the growth of this campus is reflected in the strength and breadth of its academic offerings. Today, Round Rock offers 2 doctoral degrees, 11 master's programs, and 20 bachelor's degrees, all delivered in person. Some of them also have an online component as well, but you can earn all those degrees right here on this campus in person. That's almost double the number of academic programs offered in fall of 23. Think about that. In the course of 3 years, we've doubled the number of academic programs on this campus. This is a promise that I made to community leaders when I came here in 2022. Well, people were asking, when are you going to grow the number of offerings here? Work closely with our provost, the provost office, and with Julie's help, we've done that. These programs span multiple disciplines, and they're all grounded in a shared goal to meet the growing workforce demands to position our students for success in high-impact careers and to expand research capacity while also enhancing the quality of education that we provide. New programs launching this fall include the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences with concentrations in AI and information technology, along with a minor in forensic psychology. Alongside our focus on academics and workforce readiness, we're also continuing to invest in the overall student experience. With the upcoming opening of Esperanza Hall, we will significantly expand access to student support services, collaboration space, and academic resources. And importantly, Esperanza Hall will allow us to reach a major milestone for this campus. For the first time, students will be able to take in-person science lab classes right here in Round Rock on this campus. That means a smoother academic pathway for them, faster progress towards degree completion, and ultimately a better and more seamless student experience. A student who comes to Round Rock campus shouldn't settle for second best. They should get the best. And we're now able to offer that with Esperanza Hall. Beyond the lab, student spaces matter just as much. One of the most important features of any building is the space it creates for students to connect and to study and succeed. With the new Student Learning Commons on the second floor of Esperanza Hall, students will have expanded access to academic support services, including supplemental instruction, tutoring, literary resources, and dedicated study areas. The completion of Esperanza Hall is getting closer. It's almost here. It's at the worst stage. You walk by it, it looks like nothing's happening. All the work's going on inside. I can't wait for everyone to see that later this fall when we cut the ribbon, to let you all look around and see what's happening on your Round Rock campus. So I'm not sure if we've set the date yet, but we're getting very close to setting the date. Be on the lookout for a save the date in the near future. So when you step back and look at it all, here's what you see. A campus that is focused, aligned with regional needs, deeply connected to industry and the community, and designed to launch students into successful careers. And that's what Round Rock is. Even though we've come such a long way, especially in the past 5 years, in some ways we're just getting started. The next chapter is about scaling what works, strengthening partnerships, expanding opportunity, and continuing to ask a simple question: how do we serve our students and our region and this community better? And we're ready to take that step, and we're already taking some of those steps now. We're moving quickly, for example, on constructing our first student housing on this campus. Something students have been asking from the very first day I came here was for a place to live. It's not been approved yet. We're still walking through the phases of it, but we hope to start working on student housing in very short order. Planning process will take place in the coming year. From the beginning, our shared vision has been to build a full residential university here. We are going to build it while the students are coming. And then, after welcoming freshmen for the first time last year, we believe we're ready to take the next step, bringing on-campus housing to life. Our job together is to make sure that the future of our students is before them, and they can reach what they are aiming at. Thanks to the work happening here in Round Rock, I can say with confidence that it is. While our main focus today is on our Round Rock campus, it's important that I also paint a picture of the momentum of Texas State as a whole, because this campus plays a huge role in our future. The university's growth has been nothing short of remarkable across enrollment, student engagement, and support, academic excellence, innovation, national visibility, and our physical campuses. Our campus sit at the center of one of the most rapidly growing regions in the country. And I don't think it's an accident that we're here. Because we're here in the middle of this fast-growing area, we have an obligation and a role to fulfill. And I don't think that growth is news to anyone here. Williamson County consistently ranks among the top 10 fastest-growing counties in the U.S., now number 9. And the population is expected to double by 2050. The Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos area now ranks number 6 in growth among top U.S. metro areas. And more than 1,300 people move to Texas every day. 64% of the state's population resides in Dallas, Austin, Houston, and San Antonio, the Texas Triangle. And we're right in the middle of all that. With that growth comes tremendous responsibility and opportunity. It also brings a big job that we have to pay attention to. This responsibility is to serve the higher education needs of this region and to prepare career-ready, well-rounded graduates who will contribute as citizens and leaders across the state of Texas. In addition to meeting in person, we also have to pay attention to the fact that some students are place and time bound. They can't get to Round Rock or to San Marcos. They still deserve an opportunity to earn a degree from Texas State, and one way we're doing that is through our online program. Online education is a key strategy in our efforts to expand access. So after a period of little change from fall of 21 to fall of 23, we've accelerated our momentum tremendously, launching 45 new online programs in high-demand workforce fields over the past 2 years, with 14 more set to launch in fall of 2026. These programs are expanding access for working adults and place-bound students, while also generating revenue that we reinvest directly into our mission, supporting faculty, staff, programs, and student success. The growth in online degree production strengthens the entire institution. Access also means meeting students where they are. Through Texas State Local, our new initiative, and our growing network of co-enrollment and 2+2 partnerships with community colleges across Texas like ACC, students can pursue Texas State degrees without leaving their home communities. These partnerships expand opportunities for place-bound students and strengthen the state's talent pipeline. At the heart of this work is a simple but powerful belief that every student deserves a clear an affordable pathway to a Texas State degree. Our partnership agreements stretch beyond Texas as well. This fall, for example, we marked a significant milestone with the opening of our Mexico campus in Querétaro, welcoming an inaugural class of 57 students. We're also expanding strategic partnerships that create more affordable, high-impact opportunities for our students to study abroad. And at the same time, we're advancing discussions to extend Texas State's international presence to England, Ireland, India, and Japan. We are now taking Texas State not just to Round Rock, not just across Texas, but around the world. Thanks to the exceptional efforts of teams across the university to get these programs launched, we have diversified our enrollment portfolio, developed growth across every category, and achieved record enrollment in fall 2025, reaching 44,630 students this past fall. And as you can see, we're experiencing an upward trajectory across 4 major areas: freshmen, graduates, online, and international enrollment as well. When I came here in fall of 22, we had 500 students here, and notice that we have 2,000 international students here. That's 4 times as many as we started with. Tremendous growth. It says something about Texas State's reputation, not just statewide or nationally, but internationally as well. This slide shows something very intentional. While overall enrollment has accelerated over the past several years, growth at our San Marcos campus has continued at a more deliberate pace. That's because we focused our fastest growth in areas designed to scale: Round Rock, online programs, and community college partnerships, while also allowing San Marcos to grow responsibly. There's only so fast and so far we can go in San Marcos. This is how our strategy has impacted enrollment growth at Round Rock. Following a record-breaking spring enrollment, freshman applications at Texas State continue to outpace national demographic trends. Earlier, I highlighted the excitement about enrollment at Round Rock and the increase in applications for fall of 2026. And while projections show only a modest growth in the number of high school Texas State graduates, number of high school students in Texas, Texas State has already received more than 63,000 freshman applications, which is more than 17% more than we had last year at this time. Think about it. 63,000 high school seniors in Texas have applied to come to Texas State. That's unbelievable. Tom, that's a lot. I'm not good at math. That's a lot. We're also seeing an 18% increase over last year in the number of students who rank in the top 25% of their high school graduating class while being admitted at Texas State. This demand and quality of student reflect the strength of our academic programs, growing reputation, and the value students see in a Texas State degree. Now, enrollment growth is not enough. We talk about it a lot, but it must be grounded in strong, relevant academic programs. Texas State has experienced historic academic expansion as well, adding new degree programs that strengthen workforce readiness. And you are among the first to hear this news. We're also modernizing how our colleges are structured. Recently, we've announced internally that the College of Science and Engineering will now become 2 distinct colleges: the College of Science and the Ingram College of Engineering. We've had to do that because our College of Engineering is just growing so quickly it had to become its own independent college. The College of Science will keep its current departmental structure. In engineering, though, we're taking a more interdisciplinary approach, organizing programs into departments designed to encourage collaboration and to better prepare students for their careers. We'll launch a national search for inaugural deans in fall of 2026, and we expect transition to be complete by fall of 2027. I'm not sure that's totally public news yet, so maybe don't tweet about it yet, but we're working on it. I want you to be among the first to know. I've said it now, I can't stop it. Word's going to get out. All of this growth, online, regional, academic, and institutional, matters for one reason: because our students trust us with their future. Their parents trust us with their future. The state of Texas trusts us with their future because they are the future of Texas. We've also chosen to invest intentionally in advising, engagement, and coordinated student support, and the results are clear. We see it in real time as we prepare for a record number of degree candidates to participate across 8 graduation ceremonies in just a few weeks, the largest spring graduation ceremonies or commencement in our history. And even though we measure success in percentages and totals, moments like these remind us that those numbers truly represent something special. They represent students who are moving forward, families who are celebrating, and opportunities realized. While our impact begins here with our campuses and our students, it reaches beyond them as well. Let's start with research, for example. We're at a defining moment at Texas State University with our research enterprise now growing to more than $183 million in annual expenditures, tripling over the past decade and doubling in more than just 3 years. And I know our Vice President for Research, Shriek Mandayam, is here. Our Provost is here, Pranesh Aswath. Both of them working together with the faculty to grow our research enterprise, putting us well on the path to becoming an R1 institution. Even more telling, our research momentum continues to accelerate. First quarter expenditures this year are up more than 25% compared to last year, with new awards also on the rise. And this growth positions Texas State as a catalyst for research-driven solutions here in Texas and beyond. And others are taking notice as well. According to the National Science Foundation HERD survey, Texas State now ranks in the top 17% nationally, placing us among the top tier of research universities in the country, ahead of several regional peers including UT El Paso, UT Arlington, and the University of North Texas. Schools that had a long head start with PhD program and being research universities, we have now caught them and passed them with our goals on reaching even further. And while rankings are worth noting, they matter most as a signal of our growing capacity to attract talent, funding, and impact. The Texas University Fund, also known as TUF, has been a key driver in this capacity. By qualifying for our full share, which is about $1.14 billion of TUF, we'll now be investing about $300 million in research over the next 5 years. This investment will accelerate innovation, expand opportunity, and amplify our impact on generations to come. This is an investment not just in Texas State, but also in the future of Texas. This university has come together around a shared vision and is now putting that vision into action to grow our research enterprise. These efforts will guide the recruitment of senior scholars to Texas State with strong records of research success, strengthen extramural funding, and elevate our university's national research profile in areas that are critical to Texas and to the nation. Round Rock St. David's School of Nursing was just recently named the #2 nursing program in the state, with our sights on #1. Texas State was also named the top drama program in the world, among the top drama programs in the world by Hollywood Reporter for the second year in a row, rising from #25 to now #22. And our graphic design program is ranked 46th in the nation and 3rd in the state. And we've won numerous national championships this past year. Our advertising, marketing, and design team, our sales team, and our Mariachi Nueva Generacion all received national first-place honors when competing against their peers in this past year. So a lot of great things happening in and out of the classroom at Texas State. And our impact extends through our alumni as well. Most Texas State graduates build their lives and their careers here in Texas, strengthening the state's workforce and our communities. At the same time, our national alumni footprint continues to grow with strong concentrations in major metropolitan areas and an expanding presence on the West Coast, positioning the university for greater national visibility as we move to the Pac-12. Can you go back one slide? See if we can. Here you go. Notice our #1 city outside the state of Texas for alumni is LA. And right up there is Portland. Those are 2 places that we'll be going to as part of the Pac-12. A lot of people living out there that we want to impact and know that they are impacting our reputation. We recently released the results of our latest economic impact study, and what that study showed is that Texas State is a powerful engine for economic growth, generating nearly $8 billion in economic impact throughout the state of Texas for the fiscal year spanning 2023-2024. And it showed they were simultaneously adding about $3.2 billion to the central Texas economy during that same period. The findings underscore what we already know. Texas State contributes billions of dollars annually to the Texas economy, which, by the way, ranks among the 8th largest in the world if Texas was its own country, supports tens of thousands of jobs, and delivers strong returns for students, taxpayers, and society. For every dollar invested, the returns multiply through lifetime earnings, tax revenue, and social benefit. So let's take a look at a few other areas where our recognition and our reputation is growing. Our move to the Pac-12 conference, and I could do an hour on this if you want to know more about that, in July expands our national footprint, strengthens our recruiting efforts, and elevates our brand on a much larger stage. It also provides opportunities for businesses and partners like advertising on the field and on players' jerseys as well. But most importantly, it elevates Texas State as an institution academically, culturally, and nationally. And as we look ahead to the next year and to the next decade, I want to come back to where we started. Our university and this campus are entering a new chapter, one defined by growth, by national visibility, and by opportunity. But what will always matter most is that we continue to move forward as one, guided by the shared mission and our shared belief in what this Texas State can be. Thank you for being the light that guides Texas State. The future is bright because of all of you. Thank you so much. Now we've allotted some time for Q&A. We have people with microphones in the aisles. I'm going to invite members of our cabinet to come up here, also to take a seat, and we'll take a few questions. And if you've got a question, hold your hand up real quick and we'll get a microphone to you. So fire away. There is a question coming right there.
I actually don't have a question. I just want to thank the Avery brothers because I am in Texas and at Texas State because of them.
Yeah, thank you. John's got a question. Well, by the way, thank you, Dell, for being here.
You bet. Can you talk a little bit about what some of the other academic programs are that you're looking to for the Round Rock campus?
I got the provost here to answer that question.
The main focus has been creating programs that will bring undergraduates here to the Round Rock campus as well. So we focused initially on the ones that were high demand in the area, which is marketing programs, the BBA programs, of course, and in the longer run, we're also looking to expand our engineering programs here because the labs that we're building here will do the basic chemistry and physics type of courses, which we could not do in the past. Eventually, we'll probably have some engineering programs here as well because the needs for the area in the Williamson County and so forth, with all the semiconductor companies, there is a great need for people who are trained in advanced manufacturing in the area of electrical engineering and so forth. That's in the longer term roadmap, but we're first focused on the near-term growth of our undergraduate programs and make them more sustainable.
I will add, one of the things I love about what Julie is doing is working very closely with our industry partners to find out what you need. And it's not just the name of a degree, it's the design of the curriculum that's within the degree. And so that's what makes this campus so unusual, I think, the responsiveness and the interest in aligning what we do with what you all need. I don't know if you want to add to that.
I'll just give a quick shout out to our chamber friends who are here today, at least 3 of them, a former chair who's also very involved. They have been overly gracious in inviting me in to talk to companies that are trying to come to town to talk about the higher education workforce pipeline. And I always try to learn something in every chapter of my life, and one of the most important things in the economic vitality of a community is having an institution of higher education so that you can create that workforce, which then attracts companies, which then brings jobs, which then brings I'm going to say economic vitality to the whole region.
Good, thank you. Thanks, Joe.
I may not need a microphone. Thank you. Thank you all for the presentation. I have a 2-part question. One, I'd like to kind of just know, what's your stretch goal or like your moonshot, if you had to say, like, for the goal of Round Rock and for the university in general, sir? I know the global and the online presence has really grown rapidly.
Yeah.
And really appreciate that. And then the second part of the question is, what can everybody in this room do to support you in achieving that goal?
Great question. So you said moonshot, and I think that's a great term to use. I think if you set targets that you know you can hit, you'll hit them, but why? Why only aim for the easy things? So we are committed to doing the things that are hard. We're not here to do easy work, we're here to do hard work. And so we've set some lofty goals for ourselves. We think that we can, in very short order, at Texas State, be around 50,000 students, which 5 years ago, we couldn't imagine that. We had actually hit our peak in fall of 2016 and been going down. And the fact that we are now approaching 45,000 this past fall, we might be at 50,000 in the coming year, especially with our growth in online. So when we did our master plan about 2 years ago, we had a projection by 2030 we'd be at about 45,000 students, and we're past that now, and we're 3 years out from 2030. So we just keep changing that. It's not just the number of students though; it's the number of graduates. And so for the past 4 years that I've been here, at the end of every graduation ceremony, I said, "Man, that was a lot of handshaking. We must have set a record today, a number of people graduating," and I was always disappointed to hear that we hadn't. And that's because in fall 2020. And the years before that, our declining enrollment, our retention rates weren't where we wanted them to be. So people were dropping out, going to other universities. That our graduating classes were staying relatively flat. And we just now passed that. The 2020 freshman class is now gone. And now we're getting into 2022. This year's class will be the fall 2022 freshman class, which was the largest we'd had at that time. And now we're starting to see record graduation rates. So that's our next target, is like setting a target for the number of graduates, not just the number of students that are attending. And then for Round Rock campus, we've set a goal for 10,000 students. And that sounds like a lot. And whenever Julie hears that, she cringes a little bit. But remember, it may not be all 10,000 right here. A lot of them will be online students who are taking online degree programs from Round Rock-based faculty and departments. So that's a goal here. But more importantly than the number of students attending here, I think we'll have hit success when our industry partners feel like we are now serving what their needs are. And I feel right now that we're not quite there yet, that they're having to go to other universities to bring people here. I think our goal will feel successful when they say, yeah, we are hiring, most of our students now are coming from Texas State. And so, Julie, I kind of set you up, and I don't know if you want to add more to it.
I'm going to...
You're on.
Am I on?
Yep.
Good. I'm going to tell a quick fun story about what you guys can do for us. Anna, I think this is you. I'm not 100% sure. So Dr. Cohen teaches a business class, and there's a lot of first-generation college students here. I'm a first-generation college student. You're as well. I had no idea what jobs existed out there. And so through his class, we've brought several partners in. Can I call you out as well, please, Celicia? Celicia is the CEO of a marketing research company, and she came to talk at Dr. Cohen's class. And Celicia told me a story later about a high school counselor that said, "Hey, I heard about this really great speaker that came to a class. My former student sat in that class, and now she's changed her major." Is this you? Yeah. I thought it was you. I wasn't sure. And so having that impact on our students and being able to help them identify what kind of careers are out there, being great role models to say, this is the path I took. I'm a Texas State graduate. Celicia, go BOBCATS. Came to the classroom, did a great job explaining all the different careers, and helped you decide, wow, that sounds like something I'd be really passionate about. So that's just a really micro level of how you can help us. There's industry partnerships. If you have a company and you live locally, even getting our students out to see what it means a day in the life of what you do in your business is really impactful to us.
That's a great answer. By the way, while Eric's getting ready, I'll say that I do this podcast that gets released every couple of weeks, and it's called The Current. And that's why Nathan asked the question, so I put in a a shout out to him. But we talked about time, talent, and treasure that alumni can give back, and Nathan's been great at doing that, coming back to our campus and sharing about his experiences, and he's having an impact now, and other people have done as well. Tommy, you've been on my podcast as well, right? So, Eric.
I just share that, just in terms of moonshot and the level of ambition, right, under Julie and Kelly's leadership, you're going to see as we approach the legislative session next year that we are planning a host of things at Round Rock at a scale that you just haven't seen in the past. So Kelly mentioned housing. We're going to be talking about housing on this campus. The building that you saw with the beautiful arch in the rendering, right, that's part of our legislative appropriation request next year. You're going to see a separate line item for a multi-million-dollar operational request that we're going to be putting forward as well. And we continue to work with the city and the chamber and others to try to bring life sciences research type facility here onto the campus as well. So these are short-term things that we think you'll start to see some of this stuff happen in the next year or so, multiple new projects to continue this trajectory and even speed it up.
And while Pranesh is getting ready, can we pop up that picture of the master plan picture, the overhead one? So, go ahead.
Another comment I would make is you were asking about new programs. One of the things we need to start thinking about is refreshing our existing programs. With the advent of AI and agentic AI, the expectations of the employers are changing in terms of how do we prepare our students better for the workforce. So in that context, infusing AI into the curriculum, which I think, Julie, you talked about a little bit, into the gen ed curriculum, but more importantly towards the entire four-year curriculum. We're starting that with the McCoy School to start with. They are the leaders currently at Texas State, but the goal long-term is to do this for every program. Because AI is not just for computer scientists. It's one that is going to touch every single person. Everything we do in life will have an AI component. So that's one of our pillars on research, but more importantly, it's going to touch every part of our curriculum as well.
Got one right here, Tommy.
Well, I'd like to give a
Sure.
huge shout out to Julie. And if y'all know, we're having an alumni board meeting here today, and she's been so proactive. And what is that on your hand you got there? No,
Me?
Kelly, what is that?
So we just hired a women's basketball coach, and we did a press conference for the women's basketball coach. And this was the championship ring that we had when we won the conference championship in 2023. So I gave them as a little booster, like an expectation for us I need another ring. I need one for each hand.
But what I want to talk about, Julie, is she's bringing that sports mentality to this campus. And we every year, thanks to guys like Trent here and Larry, we have a tailgate for a football game. So everybody here in this room is welcome to come participate in that. And it's a lot of fun. And I think just taking the pride of being in this Round Rock campus, you're still a Bobcat all the way. Right, Julie?
I just want to say very quickly, I've gotten a lot of shout outs today. Thank you. It's not me. I have an amazing team. If my team are here somewhere, they're probably in the back organizing things. Yeah. They are definitely organizing things. We've got our student success folks here. I've never been at a place where everyone is so aligned on the mission. My first week here, I met with the Avery brothers. I met with Trent. I call them the three amigos. We talked about, if you want to put your hands up, Larry, yeah, Tom. It got a little bit scary when Trent wanted to do like a Ferris wheel for the football tailgate. I was like, this is my first year. I hope I don't get fired. But the support, the alums, I've never been around so many people who are so proud to be alums of a university, and that everywhere we go, we'll take a picture of a Bobcat, and then they're like ants, like 10 more come out. They're like, we're a Bobcat too, we really want a picture. And whatever it is that you guys have done to create that culture, the leadership, it's amazing. And if you are a Bobcat yourself, if you work here, the pride that people have is second to none. I've never witnessed it, and be very proud of yourselves.
Thanks for finding that picture. One of my favorite pictures is the future of Round Rock. Now, it may not look exactly like this, but there's a couple of residence halls in there. Eric mentioned the big building, the student administration building that we'll have with the big archway there, which mimics Trouth Hoffman Hall, the arch there as well. So right now we've got 3 and now 4 of the buildings, the 4th one coming online this spring. That's only half of them. That's how much more growth we have here.
We have a question from Devin.
Yes, Devin.
So hi, a little out of my depth here, but...
Me too.
I was just curious because, again, I really did my club, which actually I was with the vice president when I decided to make my club. It was at the first vice president lunch meeting where I really decided to do it. The Round Rock campus has a really severe lack of people that are looking to form these clubs. Like, we only have about probably 5 clubs in the entirety of the Round Rock campus. And I was actually kind of shocked that no one had ever formed a business club before, given its focus in the Round Rock campus and how annoying it is to drive all the way to San Marcos to attend some of these McCoy scheduled things. So I was just curious is there any plan to really ramp up the club sort of initiative in the Round Rock campus?
Yeah, I'll take this. Marimar and I sat down and talked, I don't know, all the weeks run together, was it last week? About how we really re-envision the student experience here. I thank you for coming to my pizza. I do pizza with the VP, and I get very nervous that no one's going to show up, and then like a whole bunch of people show up, and makes me very. It's actually my favorite hour of the whole entire month because I get to see our students, and. We were talking about what it means to be a student at the Round Rock campus and what we do to make sure that the experience that you have here, it's not going to be the same as San Marcos. It's going to be very different, as you guys all said. And how do we make it that really great experience so that you have as many fond memories? You are a proud Bobcat like everyone else who's a Bobcat in the room. And not just a club, but how do we facilitate that to make sure that you are the best version of you going out into your career. So that is our commitment to you.
Great question. I'll wrap things up. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, panelists. Thank you to the vice presidents who are all here. We got VP for Student Success, I think VP for Advancement back there, VP for Research. Did I miss anybody? Right. Other VPs, Chief of Staff over here. Is there another one? Marketing, communication. They're everywhere here, so senior leadership that is here. Thank you, Julie, for all you've done. Thank you to the Averys. Thank you to the faculty and staff. Most importantly, thank you to our students for all you do, because we're doing all this for you. We really are. So thank you all for being here. I think now we will retire, and there's a reception in the room back there. Thank you so much.